welcome back to a brand new episode. So, Gooby is here. He's just laying down. He's very lazy today. So, for today, we are checking out Hell House LLC 3 Lake of Fire. This one did come out in 2019, more recent. Now, this one, I would say, is a strong second in my favorites of this franchise. I think it's really fun. I think it brings back that coziness to the Abaddon, but still brings in some really good scares. And yeah, I'm excited for this one. So, directed and written by Stephen Cognetti, produced by Joe Bendelli. Once again, a host takes his show into an abandoned hotel. That's all we get. Very simple premise, and I like it for that, but we get a lot of really fun characters thrown into this one also, I believe. Gabriel Chitry is Russell Wynn. Bridget Abrams plays Jane Maloney. Elizabeth Vermiglia is Vanessa Shepard. Ryan Jennifer Jones plays Sarah Havel. Theodore Belukos is Robert Lyons. And Joe Bendelli is Louis / the Clown. I don't even know if the clown was credited in the other movies. But yeah, I think we should just dive right on into this one, guys. Like I said, it's got that warm, homey feeling to it, but it's still packed with some good scares, and we get to learn a lot more about the Abaddon and just the story around Andrew Tully. It's really a continuation of that. But the Lake of Fire kind of subtitle, I guess, would lead you to presume like we're heading into the pit of this house or of this legend. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's dive on into it, guys. Author Robert Lyons frames a new documentary about the reportedly cursed Abaddon Hotel, 9 years after the deaths of the Hell House LLC team, and 1 year after an investigative film crew's disappearance. The hotel was slated for demolition. However, wealthy media entrepreneur Russell Wynn purchased the property to turn it into the site of Insomnia, an immersive theater production based on Faust. Now, this is very kind of, what was it called? Was it Sleepless New York? Something New York City. It was an immersive theater production. It was like slightly horror themed because it was Macbeth. But you wore these masks. I did it when I hadn't moved to New York yet. And we did it. And it was very weird. You wear the masks to be a fly on the wall. Essentially, you're just a absent viewer, kind of. It's a very interesting concept behind how this theater group puts on a show, but that's very much like what it's related to. Or what was it called? Someone's going to know what I'm talking about. September 16th, 2018, accompanied by her cameraman Louis, new Morning Mysteries host Vanessa Shepard arrives to profile Russell's production from behind the scenes. Vanessa meets Russell's COO, Jeff Stone, production designer Harvey, and actors Gregory Sandvik, Jane Maloney, Max Stubbs, and Isabel. Now, these movies are like, respectfully, so low budget that a lot of the actors are just from the local area or friends of the directors or even employees of the actual haunted house that is ran inside what is known as the Abaddon. So it doesn't always list the actors, unfortunately, but there's a lot of good acting in this one. While touring the hotel, Vanessa feels a presence watching her. Jeff mentions that the cast and crew have dubbed that phenomenon Abaddon eyes. Louis later shows Vanessa footage of a dark figure standing in the shadows near her. Vanessa interviews Father Paulus, a priest at All Saints Church who was hired by Russell as a consultant. When Vanessa asks about occultist Andrew Tully, supposedly finding a gateway to hell at the hotel, Father Paulus mentions that Abaddon is the demon guard some have heard saying the gate is open in Latin. Vanessa interviews Russell on former fairgrounds where tragedy struck a haunted hayride long before Hell House. Vanessa finds a discarded Ouija planchette used by psychic medium Brock Davies 1 year earlier. And we are reminded of probably one of the most eccentric characters in the whole franchise, Brock Davies. Not gonna lie though, I loved it. September 21st, 2018, Jane accepts a drunken dare to go into the basement alone and touch a prop clown. Jane does not see several ghosts stalking behind her. One of the ominous clowns mysteriously moves.
Alright, that's about as raunchy as I'm gonna get.
Inspiring a fit of hysteria, Jane quits the show, but Russell woos her back by promising to double her pay. That's a scary scene. When she goes down into the basement, dude, the first time I watched this, it was in my bedroom at night, and even Gooby being there couldn't protect me. I was terrified. Oh. Isabel quits the production following a frightening encounter with Sarah Havel's ghost. Subsequent examination of Isabel's social media selfies taken inside the hotel show her stalked by several dead members of the original Hell House team.
Hello?
We're really feeling it amp up this one, you guys. Like, we still don't know yet just like quite how the puppet strings are attached, you know what I mean? But you can't help but feel that something much larger is going to come from this. Max mentions that Russell seems like a changed person since a near-death car crash permanently scarred his face in 2008. After a frightening encounter with Jessica Fox's ghost, Vanessa insists on speaking with Russell, but Russell is dismissively unconcerned about Vanessa's fears regarding the haunted hotel. I also like the, is it the COO? The, like, not boss guy, but, like, almost assistant guy who's kind of, like, very flamboyant. He's hysterical. Love that character. During a lighting test, a ghoul briefly brushes Harvey in the darkness. Gregory has an ominous conversation with Sarah Havel's ghost, who suddenly vanishes when Vanessa and Jeff interrupt. September 30th, 2018. Vanessa relaxes with the production's cast and crew at a bar. Russell curiously advises Vanessa to not attend opening night. Russell then whispers something to Vanessa before leaving. Vanessa insists on speaking with Father Paulus immediately. Vanessa asks if Andrew Tully really did find the gate to hell in the hotel, and wonders if Russell is planning to have hundreds of people cross over too. Vanessa's producer, Sam Frost, appears in the documentary to accompany rediscovered footage of the Hell House team from April 2009 and the journalist from October 2017. Surprisingly, Russell Wynn is seen in the background of both clips. So we get that confirmation. This is a much bigger conspiracy than, we ever really thought about. And I think also it now kind of makes all of the other incidents that took place fall into place. These all have been like greatly orchestrated tragedies that are happening in the basement of this rundown hotel. October 1st, 2018. On Insomnia's opening night, Vanessa's news story about Russell's asset liquidation causes concern among cast and crew. Jeff confronts Russell to ask what is really going on, but the production opens to the public as planned. And at this point, like, you know something is up. Like, he almost doesn't even seem like the person from before. Like, the hotel's grip on him is just, like, so strong. During the first show, a creepy clown suddenly appears in the wine room, and Andrew Tully appears to Russell, and they have a cryptic confrontation. Tully interrupts the performance to brutally kill Gregory. Panic ensues as people rush to find exits. Cloaked cultists emerge from the basement and begin killing patrons and actors. It's a bloodfest, alright? I think we're supposed to now kind of assume this is what happened each time, but specifically also in the first, just this swarm of chaos, and they're sacrificing the attendants of the haunted house. A cultist drags Vanessa's body to Tully in the basement. Russell arrives to wrestle with Tully in front of a fiery portal as the ceiling crumbles around everyone. The next day, the news reports that all of the patrons and performers were found unharmed in the cornfields behind the hotel. Fire destroyed the hotel, and Russell remains missing. That makes no sense. Vanessa tells Jeff that she believes they all died. Vanessa theorizes Russell was an angel sent to close the gateway to hell. What a interesting theorization to come up with. I don't know about that. The original Hell House LLC team seemingly comes back to life inside the mysteriously intact hotel. However, they discover they are unable to leave, identifying himself as the one who closed the gate they opened. Russell explains they are ghosts who cannot leave because the hotel took their lives. What a bleak, depressing, ominous end. That's why I love it. I really do like this installment. I don't know what it is with thirds. The third movie in a series is just one of the best ones, in my opinion. Not all the time. Not all the time. I would argue the first, second, and fourth Texas Chainsaw Massacre are the best, but I really appreciate it. I really appreciate this movie for what it brought to the franchise. I think it answered a lot of questions for us and left us with some more. However, in the next installment, we're actually departing from the Abaddon Hotel and we are heading to the Carmichael Manor. And this dives more into even further lore into the Hell House LLC series. And actually, as of me filming this, there's a new one. So I guess we're going to have to. Even if it goes past Halloween, that's okay. We're going to finish the Hell House franchise. I promise you that. Thank you so much for tuning on in, guys, as always. Hope y'all enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed the movie. If you're following along and, haven't seen these movies before, I highly recommend them. I do. Just beware, it is found footage, so shaky. You're not going to see a whole lot, but I would say this one shows you a lot more than the first one. So there's that. But thank you so much, you guys. Truly do appreciate y'all. I hope everyone's having a great week. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Like and subscribe, all that. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.